Lagos, the center of excellence. The boundless investment opportunities and potentials that exist for investors makes Lagos State the most desirable investment destination in Africa. On this weekly program, we'll bring you first-hand information and insights on matters relating to investments in Lagos State and the activities of the Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment, also known as Lagos Global, through our discussions, documentaries, and research. I am Temitope Oluseyi Oshin. You all are most welcome to Lagos Global on TV.
This is Bukola Idem, and this is the Maiden edition of Lagos Global on TV. I'm with...
My name is Obafala Bamkolemo, Special Advisor to the Governor on Education.
Okay, on education, Lagos Global Emerging Opportunities has going to affect education.
No, it's critical. We understand that with the number, Lagos State is 65% youthful. In education in ministry, we've done our audit and we know we need more schools. So the education sector is ripe for investment. We want private sector partnership in growing our education sector. So for us, what Lagos Global is doing is very critical to us in the Ministry of Education.
I think it's really remarkable. It's high time we really have a focus, a ministry that focuses on investments, centering that coordination point. The Office of Global really, people out there need to know what they're there for, what they do. And as a one-stop shop for both local and foreign investment, I think basically we're moving Lagos forward. We really need to do this, and I'm glad it's happening right now.
Let me say that the creation of the Office of Overseas Engagement is basically to enable us have direct access to investors who are coming, an opportunity to bring in investors. And of course, when they come into Lagos, into Nigeria, let Lagos be their first point of destination. And of course, here in Lagos, let us provide necessary framework for them to be able to thrive and do business here with ease, get their title registered with ease, and provide an enabling environment for them to be able to do their businesses without any hindrance or any form of from any form of problems whatsoever.
I think it's brilliant. It's a fantastic idea. It's going to be very educative and supportive for investors.
Well, it's commendable. It is novel. It is one of the best things that could happen, and especially at this point in time when Nigeria is talking about recession. And when you look at it, the vision of His Excellency Mr. Akinwunmi Ambode, the Governor of Lagos State, he wants to drive a safe, secure, and then prosperous Lagos. There's no way you want to fight the economy or you want to talk about prosperity without having a secured environment.
I am so honored and delighted with me today on this premiere episode of Lagos Global on TV. An illustrious, progressive, and exceptional leader with an unwavering commitment to a greater Lagos. An amiable personality who is committed to making Lagos State the most desirable investment destination in Africa, bringing his vision into fruition. His impactful and insightful leadership has ensured Lagos State remains a trailblazer in our nation in these times. Please join me as I make welcome His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akinwunmi Ambode. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for making this a reality. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. The establishment of the Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment, also known as Lagos Global, aimed at improving the flow of inward and outward investments in Lagos State. The set man at the helm of affairs at Lagos Global is a very astute personality and indeed well-suited for this responsibility. A man with the mission to provide a world-class service delivery to investors to ensure a pleasant and hassle-free experience from initial stage to the final stage of execution. A professor of international law and organization. Please make welcome with me the Special Advisor to the Governor on Overseas Affairs and Investment, Professor Ademola Abass. Thank you for making this a reality. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And to all my distinguished guests, I welcome you all to Lagos Global on TV. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you.
Keep watching Lagos Global on television.
Lagos Global, imagine opportunities.
Keep watching Lagos Global on TV.
Keep watching Lagos Global on TV.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is Lagos Global on TV, where we discuss investment opportunities in Lagos State. I have here with me His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akinwunmi Ambode, and also the Special Advisor to the Governor on Overseas Affairs and Investments, Professor Ademola Abass. Excellency, sir, by the way of introduction, please run us through the rationale behind the creation of the Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment.
Tope, thank you for that question.
Thank you, sir.
When I won the election, sometimes in April 2015, one of the tasks that I had was to see how I could improve on the ease of doing business in Lagos State.
Wow.
And in doing that, I also believed that I needed to do some kind of public sector reforms to be able to drive the vision which we had actually set up for ourselves. Okay. And in doing public sector reforms, you also needed to have set up some kind of structure or institutional framework that would drive that vision. And the vision is very simple. We want a safer, a cleaner, and a more prosperous Lagos. And one of those structures will be that if you want to tackle the issue of bureaucracy in the civil service, you needed a location where you could do a 24/7 non-stop service to investors. And it was just, very clear that we needed to create a new office that we could just refer to as Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment. And without actually competing with the federal government, we needed to find a place where our foreign investors or foreign businessmen who actually come into the civil service and have like a 24/7 service beyond just going from one ministry to the other. And it became apparent that that office had to be established.
Now, Your Excellency, sir, what mandate is Lagos Global tasked with, and what role does this office play regarding to your vision?
The vision is very clear, like I said. A safer, a cleaner, and a more prosperous Lagos. In driving that vision, it's also very clear that we are to do a strategy to drive the administration in such a way that we're running this administration on a tripod. And just three simple issues: security, job creation, and then improvement of infrastructure. So on that tripod, the first thing to allow us to be able to make investors feel comfortable in Lagos is to make Lagos safer. And you've seen that we've driven that in such a manner that Lagos has become safer when you compare it to the last 18 months. If it is safe, more businessmen and more investors will be interested in doing their business in this kind of environment.
True.
So the role of Office of Overseas Affairs is to, be able to intervene in that process. And then more investors are coming into Lagos. We're in a position to now say that more jobs will be created.
Great.
And then when you create more jobs, it's also possible that we increase our revenue, which we'll now use to improve the infrastructure. So the intervening instrument is where that mandate has been given to the Overseas Affairs Office to ensure that they create jobs, to also ensure that we grow our GDP, and then ultimately create true happiness for Lagosians.
I think His Excellency deserves a round of applause. Thank you so much for believing in Lagos State. Thank you so much, sir. And that will take me to my question to the Special Advisor. How do you intend to achieve your goals through this office with such an extensive mandate?
Thank you very much, Temitope. As His Excellency just said, I think I like the word intervention. Our role largely is to intervene in achieving the overall goal of this administration as far as investment is concerned. And that is to ease how we do business in Lagos State. In terms of specifics on how do we intend to achieve this, because intervention is a generic term. Number one is to first and foremost understand what the issues have been in the past with investing in Lagos State. Investing in Lagos State, again, is a microscoping of investing in Nigeria as a whole. Certain challenges were experienced by investors in those days. One of them was, as an example, if somebody wanted to invest, let's say you wanted to invest in the health sector.
Okay.
In those days, you would go to the Minister of Health to discuss what you wanted to do. If you needed a building, or a plot of land, you have to go to the Land Bureau. You need permits to be applied for. That's at the state level. Then at the federal level, you have to go and get right to work in Nigeria, right to live in Nigeria. Now, all these processes could be quite daunting for even nationals of this country, let alone foreigners when they come to your country. So what we've done so far is to try to create Promotion Commission, which is our counterpart at the federal level. So we speak to them in terms of coordinating the permits that investor will need. So that is a remarkable step to make sure that we coalesce all the processes into just one, place. And I'm happy to say that we've been able to achieve quite a bit. And I think I saw a gentleman in the studio when I walked in, who actually was the guinea pig for that particular experience. And he's a gentleman who wanted to manufacture pencil in Lagos State. And I remember that when he brought the application to our office, I took it to the governor that same evening, and he approved it that same evening. It never happened that you applied to site an industry in Lagos, and within 24 hours...
Wow, that's great. Deserve a round of applause. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Within 24 hours, you got an approval. So that is the essence of that one-stop shop. Another one is to debureaucratize the process itself. And I think His Excellency deserves a huge commendation for that, in making sure that we as an office, we are small. We are not a typical very big office that can be a bit daunting for us to manage, because investment is a niche, it's a very small and specific thing that we need. So that has been another way. But more importantly also is the fact that information has become a lot easier now for our investors to lay their hand on. We have a website which is thriving, which is very, very effective. And of course, this platform we are creating today, is going to be a huge addition in our public advocacy on how we do business in Lagos State.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at this documentary. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. Just relax. A new privately funded coastal city is being built on land reclaimed from the Atlantic Ocean.
Eco-Atlantic, it came out of a real need to protect Victoria Island. Over the past 110 years, we've had serious erosion which threatened the existing Victoria Island, the commercial centre of Lagos, back in 2005. So what we are doing, we're reclaiming all the land that was lost, and we are building a very robust seawall in front of that, and the total footprint of the new city will be 10 square kilometers.
Eco Atlantic Marina is expected to become a regional tourism and entertainment attraction, with al fresco bars, world-class restaurants, and enticing boutiques.
There's plenty of scope for tourism in the marina, but immediately around the marina there will be a very wide, very generous pedestrian walkway and access to retail outlets, bars, restaurants. So the marina, particularly in the evenings, will become a very, very lively place and attract a lot of tourists.
Over the last couple of years, Lagosians have witnessed a major influx of shopping malls in the city. The retail sector is on the rise, and Eco Atlantic will house West Africa's largest shopping mall,
sure to be a major tourist attraction.
That shopping mall is 120,000 square meters of lettable area. And within that, we're going to attract a lot of international brands for anchor zones within the shopping mall. And those discussions are at a very advanced stage, and we expect construction of the shopping mall to start next year.
To achieve its full tourism potential, Lagos State requires investment in the hospitality sector. In spite of the macroeconomic challenges, investors remain confident about the hospitality industry in Africa. And according to research, Nigeria is the country with the most rooms in the pipeline. Local and international hospitality brands are springing up across the city of Lagos, seeking significant returns.
We're just scratching the beginning of the industry. There are a lot of opportunities. What I will say is, if anybody is interested, this is the right time. First of all, the government is a pro-hospitality, pro-tourism government, and they are providing a lot of incentives and support. And if there's any time to continue to commence or to consider investing, this is the right time.
Welcome back. This is Lagos Global on TV. Your Excellency, sir, what investment incentives are available to investors under your administration?
Yes, the first one is to say that we come with a huge sense of credibility. Right. We are extremely transparent about the transactions we do.
That's great.
We are only looking for value. You don't need to know anybody as an investor in Lagos. Once you bring value to the table, we are willing to do business with any investor.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
But you know, beyond that, just like what Professor Abass has just said, we believe strongly that we do not necessarily have to do a public-private partnership with investors that come into Lagos. Our business is to create an enabling environment for business to thrive. We are not businessmen, we are enablers. We just create the space, and where we see that there is value that can create so much impact on our people, we're willing to sacrifice. So we do sometimes waive land charges or waive fees because we know that in the medium term and in the long run, it's going to improve on the GDP and create jobs for our people. So we're not out there to choke investors and say, you must go and bring this, bring that. We're looking at the future. And that's why I say that's in line with our vision. It's to make Lagos more prosperous. So where we have incentives, you know, allowing people not, even tax waivers, we can as well say you should not pay ye for as much as we want. Wow. Depending on how impactful or how valuable those investments are. Because there are 1,001 people who are businessmen that do not come to government to do their business. So when you come to the government should be able to create a better enabling environment for investors. So those are the things that are lined up. But the truth is this, it's more about value proposition, and it's more about what it does to our people, and it's more about the tripod. Are you creating jobs? Are we going to use the revenue to create more infrastructure? And at the end of the day, do you bring true happiness to Lagosians? Then we're willing to partner with anybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Now, my question for the special advisor, what sectors have generated the most interesting investments and why?
Well, thanks. That's a very interesting question because every single sector in Lagos State generates a huge amount of interest. But to boil it down, first and foremost, when you look at the transport sector, you know, which comes within the general infrastructure, Lagos today is about 22 million people and still rising. It's about 1/5 water composed. And we have not actually maximized our water transportation to the extent that we should be doing that as a mega city. And in the next few years, we're going to be a megalopolis. We were officially designated a mega city a couple of years ago when we went beyond 17 million people. And very soon we are going to cross the threshold of 25 million and we become a megalopolis. Now, what is interesting in that is that you cannot seek to transport people, Lagosians, from point A to point B, relying only on surface land transportation, when 1/5 of this state is composed by water. So that has generated a phenomenal amount of interest from investors, both from within the country and from outside the country. Another segment is health. Nigerians spend billions of dollars every single year to go and do what you call, health or medical tourism, whether in Dubai, in India, or even as close by as in South Africa.
Yes.
But we have in this state some of the best doctors you can have in the world, to be honest with you.
Right.
We have, if you go to the US today, if you go to UK today, those who drive most of those, medical departments are actually Nigerians. So then the truth is, why don't we focus on creating a world-class medical facility in Lagos State here? So that again has generated a lot of interest, from the people. Another aspect is agriculture. It's sad. Anytime I hear, whether on television or any other media outlet, when they are saying, oh, we are going to diversify. We should not be talking about diversification in Nigeria here today, because we began with agriculture. In the 60s, Nigeria only ranked with Ghana in terms of agricultural produces in this continent. In 1957, Malaysia came to Ghana to buy palm kernel to begin to develop palm oil. At a point in time where Ghana was the biggest palm oil producer in the continent, today, Malaysia is the biggest palm oil producer in the world. So it's about understanding where your weaknesses are. And I think we've pushed that one out, and investors understand that. So from agriculture to health to transportation, and most importantly, energy sector. Today in Nigeria, only, I think, we are 8th largest oil producing country in the world. Look at bitumen. Nigeria has the 2nd largest deposit of bitumen anywhere in the world. Look at gas. Only Ukraine has more natural gas reservoir than Nigeria today. But this is a country that can still not give ourselves enough energy that we need. Again, and that is very hampering to investment, because it means it drives the cost of production excessively higher, and they won't be competitive. And I think, we have a fantastic energy department that is doing a lot to make sure that this kind of interest are coming.
Thank you very much. I'm sure you will all agree with me when I said is well suited for this responsibility. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you very much. We'll go on a break and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Excellency, I'd like to congratulate you for an excellent job. We actually didn't expect anything less.
If there's anybody that is tech-driven, I'm sure it's the person that is speaking here.